We learned in the last lesson that an interval is the distance between two notes. They could be close together, they could be far apart, they could be that far apart. It's a distance between notes. We learned that when you play the notes separately, it's called a melodic interval. That's a perfect fifth, and these are melodic intervals. If you play the notes simultaneously, it's a harmonic interval because you are creating harmony. Here's a perfect fourth in harmony. Here's a major sixth in harmony. As a review, to figure out the interval, we start by counting the first note, then we count up notes of scale until you get to the interval. So here's some examples. 1, 2, that's a second. And there are two types of second. There's a major and there's the minor. The major second is also known as a whole step. The minor second is also known as a half step because two half steps make a whole. Sometimes they call the whole step a tone, and they call the half step a semitone. So you have a second and a minor second. So let's count up a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 5. So that's a fifth. This is a perfect fifth. We can turn it to an augmented fifth by raising the top note a minor second. Take this note, move up a minor second. So here's a perfect fifth, augmented fifth. So to augment means you stretch something out, you make it bigger. So let's do the fourth. Here is the perfect fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. This is a perfect fourth. If you raise the top note a half step, you wind up with an augmented fourth. So let's do another one. So let's take these two notes, and if we sang in our head, do, 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 we come up with a third. There's a major third. If you lower the top note of a major third a half step, it's a minor third, and it has a sad or a spooky sound. So there's your major and minor third. Alright, let's count up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 8 is an octave. An octave is actually the same note, lower and higher. This is a C, and that's a high C. Here is the seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 7. Bear in mind that a 7 is only a half step short of an octave. Here's an octave, and that's a major seventh. Major seventh is also a dissonant interval. They clash with each other. So, some people are able to hear the interval and sing the notes in their head. They sing do, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and they get a fourth. Let's do another one. Do, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 6. So there's a major sixth. How about this one? Do, 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an octave. Let's do this one. Do, 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a major seventh. And like I said, the notes clash with each other, creating dissonance. The major second also clashes, but the minor second is the most dissonant of all the intervals. The closer the notes are together, the more they clash. So you can also easily figure out an interval if you know the song that starts with those two notes. And I'm going to give you some songs to help you out. So we learned in their last lesson that the N, B, C starts with a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a sixth. And we learned last week that Here Comes the Bride starts with a fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4. Here comes the bride. And that's a perfect fourth if we raise the top note a minor second. It's an augmented fourth. Thus in sons. Thus in sons. And the augmented fourth is considered a difficult interval to sing. So we have the octave somewhere over the rainbow. So the octave is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, going from one letter name to the same letter name an octave higher. So here is Take On Me. So your major seventh is Take On Me. Take On Me. From the 80s pop group, Aha. Let's do the Star Wars theme. Starts on a perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're on the piano and you have one finger per key, fingers 1 and 5 will just make that fifth. You can also just do intervals like this on the piano. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Starts with a third. 1, 3. Alright, so here's a practice test. Before you go to the Google Doc, do not type these answers right now. I'm going to ask a question. I want you to pause the video, answer the question, and then unpause to see if you are correct. The first questions have a blank in there. You have to fill in the blank with another word. So here's one. An interval is the blank between two notes. Please pause the video. The answer is distance. An interval is the distance between two notes. And as you can see, an octave is a further distance than a fifth, and a fifth is a further distance than a second. So intervals are distances between notes. A minor second is also known as blank. Pause the video. The answer could be either half step or it could be semitone, semitone, however you want to pronounce it. So here's a minor second, same as a half step, same as a semitone. And it also sounds like Jaws. Alright, next one. This interval is the blank. You may pause the video. The answer is major sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and B, C. Okay, next one. This interval is the blank. You may pause the video. The answer is perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, Star Wars. Okay, this interval is the blank. You may pause the video. The answer is the minor second. The closest of the intervals and the most dissonant. This interval is the blank. The answer is octave. And if you saw that, you could easily say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when you pause the video, you give yourself enough time to actually count the keys from the start to the last one. So that was an octave, same as over the rainbow. All right, the next interval, this interval is the blank. Pause the video. The answer is perfect fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes the bride. To turn a major interval into a minor interval, you take the top note a half step blank. The answer is lower. So here's a major third, a minor third, major sixth, minor sixth. To turn a perfect interval into an augmented interval, you play the top note a half step blank. The answer is higher. When you augment something, you make it bigger. So that's the augmented fourth, which is also the song of The Simpsons. All right. And next question. The perfect fifth is the first two notes of blank. The answer is Star Wars. The octave is the first two notes of blank. The answer is Over the Rainbow. The major sixth is the first two notes of blank. The answer is NBC. Once again, we're not typing these answers yet. These are just to practice. You pause it, you name it, and then you unpause and see if you're right. The minor second is the first two notes of blank. Pause the video. The answer is Jaws. The major third is the first two notes of blank. The answer is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. The major seventh is the first two notes of blank. The answer is Take On Me. And the perfect fourth, of course, is the first two notes of blank. Answer is Here Comes the Bride. So now you're going to go to Google Doc. I'm going to play the interval. I'm even going to tell you what the interval is. And you have to type the song. All the songs will be in the answer bank. So here's number one. Here's a minor second. I'll play the minor second again, and I'll play them together. Here's number two, the perfect fourth. I'll play it again. Number three, the augmented fourth. I'll play them together, and here it is again. The augmented fourth starts what song? Put that in the blank. Number four, the major sixth, is the start of what song? Here's number five, the octave. The octave starts off what song? And I'll play it again. Here's number six. That's the perfect fifth. So what song starts with a perfect fifth? I'll play it again. Number seven, the major third. I'll play it again. And number eight, the major seventh. I'll play them separately, and you're going to type the name of the song that starts with a major seventh. So number one was the minor second. Number two, perfect fourth. Number three, augmented fourth. Number four, major sixth. Number five, octave. Number six, perfect fifth. Number seven, major third. Number eight, major seventh.